Hey guys, so for today's video, I am going to be following a Jaclyn Hill makeup tutorial. I'm really excited for this. I've been seeing so many people doing this and I figured who better to do than the makeup queen, Jaclyn Hill herself. I'm even wearing denim in today's video because that's so Jaclyn Hill. She loves her denim, as do I. But I decided to do her really beautiful rose gold and purple smoky eye in combination with her Inner Glow foundation routine. So you guys are gonna get full face details and full eye details. It's gonna be exciting. I am so happy I did this, you guys. It really took me outside of my comfort zone, got me to try a new technique, and I'm really thankful because I'm feeling like super inspired. Like, I learned so many new techniques in this video that I really like. So if you guys are interested in checking out me following a Jaclyn Hill tutorial, how it turned out for me, what techniques I learned, then make sure to keep on watching. So let's get started.
By going in with the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. This is one of my favorite foundations ever, and it's what I've been using for the past couple of months, along with the Dior foundation that I'm going to put on shortly. I'm going to be putting on several different colors, but this is not necessary for you guys to do at all. It's just right now I am kind of a very strange in-between shade where I'm not really like perfectly matching any one color, so I'm just kind of mixing a bunch of them, but please don't try this at home.
But I am trying it at home, Jaclyn. Okay, so it looks like she also puts a lighter shade in the center of her face. So the only lighter like kind of stick that I found is this Wet n Wild makeup stick concealing stick in the shade Follow Your Bisque. Do the exact same as she has. So she's using the Dior foundation. I have tried the Dior foundation and I wasn't a fan of it, but I think I don't know, could have been like a one-time thing. I do want to give it another shot. Plus I didn't even get my right shade. So anyways, I'm just going to take my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in the shade 6.5.
I'm going to pump this on the back of my hand, just a few dots right there. I'm going to grab my damp beauty sponge, any beauty sponge that you love. And then the most important part in this routine for me is grabbing a luminous spray. So I will use the Tatcha Dewy Luminous Skin Mist the majority of the time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this flat side of the beauty sponge right like this and get that nice and wet and pick up that product like that. And I'm just going to go into my face. I'm going to begin to just pounce all over my skin and blend this all together.
So this is actually a pretty good idea, kind of taking the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist and putting it on the sponge. Like, that's a good little tip.
Again, I'm going to put a little bit more of the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. I'm going to pick up a little bit more on the back of my hand and then just do the exact same thing to this side of my face. I just love watching all of that unevenness and all of that redness and hyperpigmentation just disappear before my eyes. It's so good. My shade right now is light
Shape Tape concealer.
Light medium. I have light neutral.
I'm using light medium.
So I'm just like mixing those two. Just a mess with my shades right now. I don't have what I need. So now I'm going to use the pointy part of the sponge. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to just spray the tip with that Luminous Dewy Skin Mist.
3D HD.
And I'm just going to pounce that into the under eye area.
This is super dewy.
This on my actual eyelid. That's how I prime my eyes. If you guys feel like concealer doesn't work for you, of course you can use any eye primer you want, but this is what has worked for me for years, and then I just set my eyes with powder and I'm good to go. I feel like it gives me the best eyeshadow primer out of anything that I've ever tried. Okay, we're gonna take that lighter shade and we're gonna put it right there on the chin, right there on the cupid's bow. I'm gonna put it right around my nose. I'm gonna put it on my actual nose. I'm gonna put it up here in the center. I feel like this is something that I will never stop doing, highlighting the center of my face. I'm gonna make sure I really get into the crevices of my nose because I hate that when like you don't have the time to blend everything out perfectly and then you look at yourself in the daylight and you have like foundation built up around the little cracks of your nose. So make sure you get in there with the pointy side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish Airbrush Powder in shade number 2 right here. And I'm also going to be combining that with the Lancome Absolute Powder. This is the Radiant Smoothing Powder right here.
So I don't have the Lancome powder, which it looks and sounds amazing. It kind of has a very luminous, it's like a luminous setting powder. The best thing I could find that, you know, claims to be kind of luminous is the Too Faced Born This Way Etheral setting powder. I thought about, what if I just take like a sheer, more like a sheer highlight and kind of mix it in with that. So I'm going to try to use a sheer highlight and also put all over the face. You guys will see, like, her setting powder looks like a highlighter almost. So I'm going to try to do that. And then I don't have the Charlotte Tilbury. I really want to try that powder because a lot of people like it. Instead, I'm going to use this Urban Decay face powder in the shade Medium Warm.
I'm going to take that side of the beauty sponge and just go right in, and you can see how much it picks up right off the bat. It picks up a generous amount. and then I'm going to kind of tap off the excess like that. And I'm going to begin just to press it into my skin very lightly because I don't want to make myself like matte as can be. So we're just going to really, really lightly press this into the skin. For my under eye, I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. This is one of my favorite palettes ever for the under eye and for contouring. I'm going to go in with this first shade right here that you can see is very loved. I'm just going to dab that lightly on my under eye, bring it down along the side of my nose and up towards my temple.
So I am going to mix the middle shade as well just because I'm a bit tanner than she was in this video.
Okay, so I'm going to go do my brows and my eyeshadow really quick and then I'll be back to show you the rest of the face.
So she goes ahead and does her eye makeup and then she moves on. What we're going to do is finish the entire face and then I'm going to go ahead and do my eye makeup. But let's just finish the rest of this tutorial and do the face.
I take my damp beauty sponge and I'm going to dip it right in there. And I have this amount of powder on my sponge. I'm just going to tap it off a little bit so that we don't have too much. And then I'm going to begin to lightly.
So I'm going to put some of the powder here, but I'm also going to open up this highlight and this highlight. I'm not going to use it heavily, but these are already pretty sheer highlights. Like they're not like extremely pigmented. So I'm going to kind of mix the two very lightly just to kind of emphasize that highlighting effect.
But the more I press it in, the more it kind of melts into my skin and doesn't give that white cast. It just becomes a beautiful, radiant powder. Like, I want you guys to really see how much this transforms my skin. Now, if you don't want an all-over highlight like I do, because I go extreme, definitely, you could just put this on the cheek area, just in here, and you could do blush and highlight over top of it.
You know what? I really love that. Like, mixing these two, the Etheral setting powder, it doesn't have that highlighting effect like hers does. So I might have to try that Lancome powder, but mixing these two, you guys, and putting it on the face, like, I don't know if you guys can see that very slight glow from within. Like, wow.
Now for bronzer, I'm going to go in with MAC Cosmetics Mineralize Skin Finish in the shade Give Me Sun. I'm just going to use this to warm up the face. I'm going to do a little blush because I don't think I can live without blush. I know a lot of people kind of gave up blush in 2017,
I put on too much, you guys.
I love it. I think it brings so much life to the face and it's so necessary. So now for highlight, I'm going to go in with the NARS Highlighting and Bronzing Palette right here. I'm going to pick up the first two shades in the palette and I'm going to...
So I don't have that NARS highlighting palette, so I'm just going to use Becca Champagne Pop with Jaclyn Hill, you know, in theme of Jaclyn Hill.
I'm going to pick up the first two shades in the palette and I'm going to be using the same damp beauty sponge again. The highlight is going to look like this sitting on the sponge, and then again I always tap off a little bit of the excess so it doesn't go on too intense, and then I'm going to just dab that and pounce that into the skin. If you want the smoothest highlight in the world, use your beauty sponge to apply it. It makes such a difference. Okay, so now that the look is complete, the very last step that is an absolute must for me is setting the face with a setting spray. I recently have been in love with the Lila B setting spray. It makes your face super, super glowy.
I'm going to use the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist instead because I don't have that one, but it seems like they're pretty similar.
Just got done running on the beach. I don't know, I'm obsessed with it, but I love to look like wet and sweaty. This sounds so weird actually coming out of my mouth, but it's the truth. And when your face is wet with setting spray, try as hard as you can not to move your face, not to look around, not to make any facial expressions. I'm also going to use some Morphe Prep instead. Alright you guys, so that completes my current...
The highlight is really nice, except what I would do is just, you know, I feel like I took the highlight so thick that when it applies, I have like a thick line of highlight. I would just pinch it, do the same effect, because I will say the highlight looks very wet and a little bit, like she said, sweaty, but like nice sweaty, not bad sweaty. So now that my brows are done, and I already just set my eyelid like she did in the tutorial, so let's get started. So she's using kind of a medium tone warmish brown like she said, so I decided to pull out the Modern Renaissance palette, and I am going to kind of just mix these two shades.
I'm going to start off with this kind of medium tone warmish brown shade, and I'm going to be going in with this brush that I don't think I've ever actually used before. It's much more longer and denser and almost like a little bit more stiff, but I used it for this look because it was honestly perfect for creating a cut crease. As you can see, I'm getting like nice and tight in that crease area and the bristles aren't moving. So I'm gonna make that just as pigmented all the way in the inner corner as I am all the way up to the outer corner, going back and forth in windshield.
Her eye shape is also very different than mine. She has deeper set eyes, whereas mine are a bit hooded, and I do have less lid space. So we'll see. So from inner to outer again. I feel like I did this eye a bit better because I switched over to a brush like this, whereas before I used a brush like this. So, you know, that was kind of my bad on that eye. Yeah, this looks much better. Kind of regret this eye. I wonder if I should redo it. So what I'm gonna do is go over that with some concealer, pretend it never happened, and redo that with some raw sienna. Because I know she mentioned she's using like a long brush, not a round fluffy one.
Then I'm going to pick up this hot orange shade. I'm going to go right over top of that.
So she's going to use this really bright orange shade next. So I am actually going to go into the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I am going to take this bright rusty orange here, but mix it with some of this orange here.
But at this moment, just to make it easier on yourself later and you don't have to do as much work, just try to keep it in your upper crease area and not be too sloppy with it on your lid, because it'll just make everything easier on when you do go to cut out the crease. So as you can see, I'm going back and forth over this many times just to make sure that we don't have any harshness whatsoever.
By the way, I am using a Morphe M518 brush.
I'm gonna pick up this gorgeous like purpley magenta. Oh my gosh, I love this color. And I'm going to put that on a much tinier brush, much more precise, and just sit that right in the crease. So I'm gonna keep this a little bit lower because the other two colors, like the warm brown and the orange, I kind
that's
of
beautiful.
blend it out a little bit higher. I'm gonna keep this one
You guys
nice
see that?
and low and really tight and dense just in that crease.
Feel like I just need a little blending, so I'm gonna dust off this and just go in with this. I mean, you guys, when do I ever do an eye look like this? Like, never. The technique is just very different. Normally I just do something more smoky and smudgy, whereas this is just precise and wildly beautiful. This brush, by the way, is the Morphe M506.
So now I'm gonna mix both that matte magenta shade and that shimmery purple.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is take that same magenta shade, and in her Jaclyn Hill palette, she has a shimmery purple.
And on a fluffier blending brush, I'm gonna begin just to pat this in the whole outer corner of my eye, going up and touching the shades that we already applied in the crease. At one point, you're gonna see me put like that cranberry shade over top of it, and I ended up going back and recovering it with the purple because I just thought it looked the best and the most flattering with the darkest purple right here in the crease. And I know I don't put shimmers in this area, but I love it. Like, I really, really, really loved the way this looked. You can see, even with the blending, like natural hair brush, the pigment on these shimmers are no joke.
So I feel like her purple is a little bit darker, so I'm literally taking the slightest bit of black. Like, see? Just a little bit, and that's just gonna darken it a bit because her purple was definitely just deeper. So going back in with this brush here with no shadow, I'm just gonna go over that. So she's using a cranberry shade, so I'm gonna take the one that's just in her palette. It may not be exact, but you know, it's a cranberry, it'll do.
Right here, and I'm gonna put it right in that crease, but then I brought it down a little bit on the outer corner, and I actually ended up not liking that. So I'm gonna go back and cover that up with the dark purple later, but I do want that cranberry color to be in my actual crease.
What she did say was she liked it just in the crease, so that's what I'm gonna do. Take a good amount and just kind of blend that in the crease. Okay, so now we're gonna cut that crease. Now this is the part where if I was kind of doing my own look, I would go over my crease because I would be creating a new crease. But she's mapping out just her own lid. I'm gonna, you know, follow that, but we'll see how this goes.
Now I'm just picking up any concealer that you have and any synthetic brush that you have. And this is the MAC 242 brush. It's nice and flat, so it works perfect for this. And I'm literally just gonna carve out and cut that crease. And as you can see, it is so
not bad,
simple.
not bad.
You can try this out for yourself. Like, it is
not perfect, but not bad.
You just go over it with shadow, and boom, there's your cut crease. It's so easy.
So I'm switching over to a Morphe M507 because it is a bit smaller than the one that I was previously just using. I'm just gonna go, you know, right on that line and just blend that out.
I'm also gonna go back with that tiny precise brush and a little bit of orange orange shadow and just make sure that it's totally blended on the inner corner. Then with more orange on a blending brush, I'm gonna just make sure that everything is completely blended on the outer corner up towards the brow.
Wow, I'm feeling pretty artistic right now, you guys.
I'm going to just go ahead and go right over top of that concealer to make this really pop, and this is what's gonna make that cut crease and that line even more intense. But I didn't feel like I needed to be super duper precise because I knew I was gonna go over it with glitter.
So this is just Makeup Geek's White Lies.
I sprayed my brush with some Fix Plus, of course, which I do with most shimmers because it just makes it so much more metallic and honestly way easier to apply. I'm gonna put that in between the white and the purple. Then I'm gonna grab more shimmery purple, put it in the crease, and then I'm gonna go back with more gold, stamp over top of it. Just go back and forth until I have like the perfect like ombre effect of white to gold to purple.
So she's using some gel liner just to do a wing liner. I'm just gonna use my NYX matte liquid liner.
I love this liner. Like I can't live without it. But then I felt like it needed more of a pop. So what I did is I grabbed some Eye Candy Cosmetics, and these are super, it's a beautiful like rose gold pinky shade.
She mentioned that she mixed in a rose goldy kind of shade with it. I actually have the same Urban Decay glitter, but in the shade Cat Call, which is a bit more pinky. So it's gonna have the same effect as her, you know, putting a rose gold glitter in.
So for now, I'm just gonna take a tiny little precise brush, and I'm gonna run that warm brown along the entire lash line.
So she's just running the brown all the way on the lower lash. It kind of looks like she also put the orange shade on the lower lash. So I'm just gonna do that now.
Then I'm gonna grab that shimmery purple. I'm gonna put that right on top of it, as close to the lash line as possible using a definer brush. That one right there is a Sigma brush. Whenever you see that gold handle, that means it's Sigma because it's from their Extravaganza collection. Then for my brow bone highlight, I'm using the Artist Couture Diamond Powder.
So I don't have that diamond powder, but I do have this one in the shade Blinded by the Light. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. From Too Faced. And she's just putting that right underneath the arch. Wow, you guys, we are finally done. I feel like I've been doing my makeup for like 2 hours now. It has been 2 hours. I'm gonna go in again with some more Morphe spray. Because why not? I know Jaclyn would. So I don't have the exact lip color that she used. So I'm gonna try to get like a similar shade to her. She did like a peachy, pinky nude. So I'm gonna go in with NYX Natural. Then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Kylie's Birthday Suit. And I'm gonna top it off with the Dose of Colors Gloss in On Repeat. Mix in a little bit of Honey I'm Home. Okay, you guys, so that is it for the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Overall, I learned so many techniques in this video that I really loved. The applying the highlighter with the damp sponge, and I actually really like spraying the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist on the sponge and then working with the foundation. I don't notice that my foundation is fading or anything like that, which would normally happen if I used too much of the Tatcha Dewy Luminous Skin Mist, but I guess mixing it with the foundation turned out really well. There is a couple things I would change. I wouldn't do the highlight as thick as I applied it, and I do notice that my face looks a little bit cakey. I don't think that Jaclyn Hill's looks cakey at all. I think that is just because we have different skin types. I have oily skin and she has dry skin. So just applying so much of the Dewy Luminous Skin Mist and then applying 2 powders, I think just didn't work out in my favor. It just does look a little bit cakey, a little bit powdery. I think that's just because of my skin type. But other than that, honestly, I love it and I'm in love with the eyes. I learned so many new things from this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know. Maybe you guys want me to do more of these. You want me to do somebody else? Let me know in the comments down below. So other than that, you guys, thank you so much for watching. And of course, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.